Welcome to Spice and Pans. Subscribe to our channel for our recipes weekly.
Hi, and welcome to Spice and Pans. Today we're going to show you how to cook a very popular dish in Singapore, the Singapore Laksa. So let's start cooking. Now we'll fry the prawn heads to make the stock. In a heated pan, add in some oil. The pan that I'm using today is Shogun by Gourmet. It's one of my most used pan. It's non-stick and it's pretty tough for a non-stick pan. Once the oil has sort of heated up, add in 600 grams of prawns head. I've collected this prawns head over a period of 1 week. So normally I don't like to throw the head away. I'll just have to keep them and they make an excellent stock. Fry them until fragrant. Just in case you're wondering how to store the prawns head, what I did was I actually packed them separately in bags and then I just freeze them in the freezer. I do not wash them. I just place them in the bags, and when I want to use them, I'll just take them out, thaw them, and then just give them a quick rinse. Now, in case you don't have prawns head to make the stock, what you can do is you can use chicken stock instead. I'm going to fry this until fragrant. I'm going to add this into 3 liters of boiling water and let them simmer for approximately 1 hour to get the maximum flavor out of the prawns head. Now when we eat outside, normally they don't do this because they use MSG most of the time. At home we don't like to do that, so we are using whatever we can to actually minimize the usage of MSG. And this is a great way to do it. We'll fry them until dry. Okay, we don't want to see all this liquid. The reason I'm frying the prawns heads first is because the flavor will be more intense and it will take out some of the funky seafood taste if it has it. As you can see now, the prawns heads are very dry. Okay, this is what we want to achieve. It's very fragrant right now. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to add in some boiling water into here. I'm going to squeeze every ounce of goodness out from the prawns head. The water that I'm using is part of the 3 liters of boiling water that I'll be putting the prawns head in. All these are the goodness. We'll scrape everything in. Deglaze the pan. And because this is a non-stick pan, be very careful when you do this step. And that is to press the goodness out of the prawns head. If you have a potato masher like me, it'll be good to do this because then your stock will be more flavorful. But if you don't have something like this, then it's okay. You can just boil them in the water. So be very careful when you do this. Hold on to the handle over here so that you don't topple the pan and burn yourself in the process. Okay, just press it for a while. Make sure that you try to press every of the prawns head over here. Okay, so once this is done, we'll just pour this into the 3 liters of boiling water. So this is a boiling pot of water. I'm just going to pour everything in. This will be used as the stock base for our laksa. Now once this is in, give it a good stir. Turn the heat down to low or medium low. We just want a gentle simmer. Put the lid back on and we'll cook this for 1 hour. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to prepare the rempah or spice paste for the laksa, as well as to mince the dried shrimps for the laksa too. In case you're wondering, I'm using a food processor from Magic Mix to blend all the spices together today. First, I'm going to blend the dried shrimps. I've soaked the dried shrimps in hot water, 1 cup of hot water, for approximately 20 minutes. Soften it. Now we don't throw this water away. This water is very flavorful. We're going to put this into the soup stock together. So now I'm just going to blend the dried shrimps now. Just pour everything inside the blender. Now if you don't have a blender at home, you want to do it the old-fashioned way using pestle and mortar just to pound it away, by all means do so too. So I'll just blend them now. The shrimps are done already. These 70 grams of dried shrimps, this is supposed to be how it looks like after blending this. I will now blend the rempah mix or the spice mix now. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make the rempah mix. I'm going to remove the center bowl and just use the big bowl that's over here. Very simple, just put in the biggest blade and we are good to go. Now I'm going to put in 300 grams of shallots and 5 pieces of garlic inside here. I'm just going to give this a quick blend first. Always put the ingredients with the most juices inside there. Next I'm going to put in 5 pieces of big fresh chili cut up like this. I've deseeded them so it won't be too spicy. 20 pieces of dried chili, hydrated also. I've soaked them already, they are soft like this, 20 pieces of it. Put them all in too. We will also add in 3 pieces of lemongrass, using only the white part cut like this, 3 pieces of it. 6 pieces of candle nut, 20 grams of fresh turmeric, and 80 grams of galangal or blue ginger. Put everything in, give it a good mix first. So let's have a look. I'm going to add a little bit of water because I want this to be into a paste. We'll scrape everything down first. It's very finely mixed now, but I want it to be a paste, so I'm going to add in a little bit of water. Now, depending on your blender, you might need to add a little bit more. So this blender is pretty powerful, so I'm just going to add in a little bit. I'm going to add in a 1/4 cup of water, 1 tablespoon of ground coriander powder, as well as 20 grams of belacan. This belacan, I've actually air fried them in the air fryer at 180 degrees for 10 minutes. It will be more fragrant this way. Just put everything in, push all the spices down. This is going to be so beautiful. Put the lid back on, and we will. I think it's done now, so let's have a look. Yes, this is what I want. Now try not to put too much water inside, otherwise you need to fry them for quite a fair bit of time, because we need to fry them until they are fragrant and also darker in color, so that all the nice flavor will actually come out from this beautiful mixture that we have over here. Right, this is how it's supposed to look like. So we go and fry this with rimpa paste now. In a heated pan, pour in approximately 200 milliliters of oil. This might seem a lot of oil, but in order to fry a fragrant spice mix, you really need oil. Okay, just make sure that the oil is hot before you put the spice mix in. Once the oil is hot, pour in the spice paste. We are going to fry this spice mix until it's darker in color, dark red in color, and you can actually see oil coming out from this paste. This will take approximately 25 to 40 minutes, depending on how much moisture you have in your rimpa paste or spice paste. So I'll see you back in a while when this is done. The paste is almost done. As you can see, it comes out to a beautiful dark red color. One more thing that we need to do, we're adding the minced dried shrimp. We just need to fry this for another 5 minutes or so, and we can put this mixture inside the prawn stock that we have. Remember to keep stirring and to put them on medium to medium low heat. Now if it's too dry, you want to add a little bit more oil, you can if you want to, but I don't want my laksa to be too oily, so I'm not adding in any more oil. If you want to use this as a sambal chili paste, you can also, but it's not very spicy because I'm not using any chili padi inside here. You just need to add in a little bit of sugar and salt to taste, and it will be a perfect condiment actually. If you are making heavy here, it's somewhat similar like this. Slight change of ingredient, and the method of cooking this will be, you have to put in the shrimp initial first, for the shrimp to spread out the flavor into the chili, and of course a little bit more sugar here and there. This is about done. I'm going to put this inside my prawn stock, but first I need to remove the prawn head from the stock. I've removed the prawn's head from the soup stock already. I'm just going to add in the spice mix that we have fried just now. Just pour everything in. Smells heavenly. This is actually one of my favorite dishes, as well as my wife's. We can have this almost like every day. Now if you want to make this dish into a healthier dish, instead of coconut milk, you can actually use evaporated milk. And if you come from countries that don't offer you fresh turmeric or galangal, if you want, you can use powder form. But then of course the taste will slightly differ a little bit. Now I don't think there's galangal powder available. Galangal is actually blue ginger. I don't think it's available. So if you can't get that, what you got to do is you can use ginger instead, or ginger powder. Try it and let us know. We'll wait for this to come to a boil before we add in the coconut milk. Just put the lid back on and wait for this to boil. The soup is boiling already. We'll add in the coconut milk. Slowly pour them in and stir while you pour them in. I'm adding in 1.5 liters of fresh coconut milk. Now in case you can't get fresh coconut milk, you can always use powdered form coconut milk or even evaporated milk if you want it to be a healthier version. But if you want it to be authentic, fresh coconut milk is the only way to go. Look at how beautiful the color is. Now the important thing is don't boil these too vigorously, because once you start to boil these too vigorously, the coconut will form a layer of oil and that will spoil the taste of this entire dish. So turn the heat down, just bring this to a slight boil. By this junction of time, what you can do is you can add in the tau pok or dried bean curds. We like our bean curds to be soaked well in the soup, so I'm putting in them right now. But if you want them to be a little bit more chewy, then you can put them at a later stage. It's really up to you, depending on your preference. I'm using 10 pieces of tofu cut into 3 pieces per tofu or tau pok. Just put them in, put the lid back on. And the important thing is to remember, never overboil your laksa soup. In the meanwhile, we will boil some water in order to boil our noodles and our bean sprout. Now we're going to season this laksa soup with salt and sugar. If you were to notice, I don't have too much red oil on top of my laksa. The reason why is that so is because I did not use too much oil to fry my rempah paste. This is the luxury of doing this at home, the advantage of cooking at home. You can make it slightly healthier than the usual stuff when you get at the hawker center. So I'm just going to add in some salt. I'm just going to add in 1.5 teaspoon of salt first and 1 teaspoon of sugar. Give them a stir and make sure you taste them. Wow, really good. But I think I can use a little bit more salt. I'm going to add in another 1 more teaspoon and I think we are done. Time to cook the noodles and assemble the dish, and we'll be ready to serve them up. Yummy. So this is our laksa. I boiled some yellow noodles as well as some thick vermicelli or chor bee hoon. So in Singapore, normally you eat it either with the yellow noodles or the thick vermicelli, but of course you can use it mee kia, spaghetti, whatever. It's really up to your personal preferences. Now I also added in boiled eggs, fish cake. I boiled some shrimps, prawns, nice fresh prawns, as well as cockles inside here. Now the finishing touch, I'll add in some shredded laksa leaves. This will give this dish a very authentic taste. So the laksa is done, so let's just have a taste. Very flavorful and very good. I hope you try this dish at home. So ladies and gentlemen, this is how we cook our laksa. I hope you like our video. Do click like on our video and do subscribe to our channel. Please click on the bell icon so that you'll be notified whenever we upload a new recipe. Thank you for watching.